will see the title called Worshipping God Through Our Giving. I like to speak on several subjects, but one subject I don't like to speak is the subject of giving. Because I feel a little awkward when I see some, how shall I say, tele-evangelist who keep asking for money and manipulate the audiences. And I feel, I squirm as I see that, and I said, I don't want to be party to that. And so I don't want to speak on this subject. However, when I read scriptures, I find that out of 29 parables that Jesus gave, 13 parables were to do with the subject of finances. And as a church, we would be unfaithful to you if we did not speak what the Bible speaks about finances. Nevertheless, I must commend this church in particular, because over the years, this church has been very good in their realm of giving, has been done remarkable work, giving to the poor, giving to the missions. During the time of COVID, they generously gave so that groceries were given to the poor people in the neighborhood. They look after the lepers that come at the door just after this service, and so on and so forth. They have been, you have been very faithful. So maybe today you will get a reason or a basis or a foundation. What you're doing, you will have a biblical explanation. So, and I'm going to say, as the title is going to come up, Worshipping God Through Our Giving. Giving draws our heart towards God. You know, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So when your money goes, your heart also goes with it. So that's how it says. I recall in the days gone by, our foundation course notes were not in the form of, now that we give a book form, it was in the form of cyclostyle. You know cyclostyle? You know? Yeah. Yeah, that tells me how old you are. But that is, but cyclostyle, no. Once you made a mistake, it remained. And this verse was there, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also, was typed over there. But the typist had made a mistake. Instead of saying where your treasure is, it was written where your treasurer is, there your heart will be also. Sometimes in some church, you have to keep a watch over the treasurer. But that's another issue. But giving draws our heart towards Christ. Next one. A giving develops godly character, all right? Something gets cleansed out, purged out of us. You know, our greed can get started. He says in Ephesians chapter 4, he says, if anybody who was stealing, let him steal no more. And I should have put a full stop there. But the Bible says, let him who did steal no more, but rather work with his own hands and give generously. See, stealing is grabbing. You stop grabbing, that is not complete salvation. Complete salvation, you stop grabbing, but you work with your heart and start giving. And therefore, develops a godly character from grabbing greedy to being generous. Next one, giving allows us to store treasures in heaven. This is, there are some countries you are not allowed to be, you don't get citizenships. You go there to work, like Middle East. So what people do, they go to the Middle East and they kept sending money back home. And sometimes some of our places, especially in a land in the South India, whenever they send the money, then suddenly in the middle of the jungle, one beautiful bungalow, a mansion comes up. It's all from Gulf money. That is all coming there. And so when they are expelled for some reason, they come back, everything is waiting for them. That is exactly how it is. Whatever generosity you give to the church, to the mission, to the poor, it goes as your advance money to build your mansion, as it were. And when you go there, whatever is given, so it allows us to store treasures in heaven where inflation and income tax does not destroy, does not take away that money. That is a beautiful. Where moth and rust does not corrupt. That's what it says. Next one. It says benefits of giving. Giving can produce a material increase to the giver. When you give, then God, who is no man's debtor, he decides to bless you. And next one, giving teaches us to revere God. It is an honor and reverence to God. I already told you about the cross. When you look at the cross, you will want to say, he gave his all. Why should I withhold mine? I want to give all that is there. You recall that lady who, a poor lady, widow, poor and widow, two things. And she had only 2 copper coins. Not a silver coin or gold coin. She had only 2 copper coins. And she gave her all. Why had to give? Who asked her to give? Something happened in her life. She was so thrilled, so satisfied, so happy, so blessed, so grateful. So out of her gratefulness, she gave her all. And somebody's told me, I heard a preacher from Kenya say that when Jesus comes to the church, where does he sit? At the PA system, or with the worship leader, or with the pastor? Where does he sit? Usually he sits near the offering bag. Because one look at the offering bag, he knows what is the condition, heart condition of the people. And that's what he saw that widow's heart condition. Jesus said quickly, she had only 2 mites. Poor widow, she gave her all. And that's an amazing statement. It challenges us. I know, with due respect, sometimes I go to our Hindi and Tamil congregation members. Often they are poor, living in the slums. They are so super thrilled that you have gone to their house. They will bend backwards. They will rearrange their charpoy and put it up neatly. They put up their best blanket or best bedsheet, make you sit comfortable. They send their son, go, and they will bring a maha cola. And they, first of all, I don't like cola, but they give you maha cola. And they're out of their, limited income sources. They want to bless you. They are so thrilled. That is how that poor widow was there, giving her all. And it blesses you. You come back home crying because you see their heart. It is an amazing heart. Not that we want a cola, but you look at their heart. It's amazing. Next one. Giving sets us free from debt. Giving sets us free from debt. And I think that's also a very crucial part. It not only develops character and everything, but it sets us free from debt as we give generously to God. Now, as I close, I want to just tell you some couple of stories and I will close. All right? And those things are like this. It says a child was going to the Sunday school. The father gave his child a 20 rupee note and a 50 rupee note. And he said to his child, put that 50 rupee into your Sunday school offering and 20 rupees, you use it for whatever you want. So the child went to Sunday school. After Sunday school and everything was over, he came back. And his father was a good father who wanted to check that the boy was doing well. So he asked him, he said, did you put the money in the offering? He said, yes, Dad. How much did you put in the offering? There was a pause. There was hesitation. He said, I put 20 rupees. And 50 rupees, I went out and bought an ice cream. And the dad says, but I told you to put 50 in the offering and 20 was for you. Why did you put 20 in the offering? He said, Papa, I was going to put 50 rupees. Just then the preacher said, the Lord loves a cheerful giver. And I had more cheer putting 20 than putting 50. I want to say that is not the story of a kid. The kid did not have revelation of the cross. If you had the revelation of the cross, you would have put 50 and 20, 70 into the offering. And I pray that inasmuch as we enjoyed whatever I said, but I pray that in our hearts, we would have a revelation of the cross. And our posture of giving will be different. We're not giving it to the church. We're not giving it to the poor, not giving it to the mission. We're giving it to the Lord. Once you keep your eyes on the cross, it will change our perspective.